Worst episode of Invincible so far?
Yeah, it is. Come on, guys, it is. Is it as bad as Mark visiting the campus with what's-her-face being shitty?
But like that one has long-term invincible implications. You know, like the Doctor and the robot men are like seen like every couple of episodes for like the rest of the show. This one, I'm like, oh, you've done my least favorite part, which is the little tiny like after credits. Evil guy is there for like 20 seconds, and you've somehow made it go for an hour.
I was skipping through the comic on my phone to make sure, and yeah, this is, which I knew was a complete invention of the show. They set it up at the end of season 3 during like the, you know, the song that I know from Wanted, you know, I believe I can see the future. He's like, oh, Satan, we found a worthy one. I thought, oh, we're going to have like a conquest that's being infected by hell, or like, is that going to be what's going to happen? But no, it turns out it's just Satan wishes to be back in charge of hell and a lava monster that looks out of like Ben 10 and I
Yes.
Ben 10.
Heat Blast. Where are my Heat Blast fans at?
But looks like out of like a kid's show. And it just feels like this was the budget episode of the season. Like we have to have 8 episodes. We can't have everyone in space just yet.
Like, oh, people are going to have space fatigue, you think? Like,
yeah, like, or just like the next ones are going to probably be very expensive. So let's try and have a non-humans walking around in the background. It's all just rock caves, and let's have Damien and Invincible sit down on 2 separate occasions so we can just use the same images again.
Yes. Really, you could skip this one and miss nothing.
Apart from like the last 10 seconds, which will just be in the last time in Invincible anyway.
Yes. Someone will add 15 seconds of this episode to a hype edit and people will go, that wasn't too bad.
How much do you want to bet that the opening of the next episode will just be the last 10 seconds of her sitting down? I've got something to tell you. Holy shit.
Yep.
And then...
Definitely. This episode will never be mentioned again. In fact, we won't see Damien until next season.
Well, I suppose Invincible still kind of... You know, he's sitting in it a bit. He punched that guy's head off. Yeah, am I just as bad as my dad? I just kind of killed one guy to save the whole world. So am I as bad as my genocidal dad?
But it's more than that. It's every interaction now, he's seeing violence as the answer, kind of. Like
that's it. It's becoming the knee-jerk. So he's talking with Art, you know...
Surrogate dad.
Surrogate dad, yeah, who's the closest, trying to find that guidance.
Mark Hamill.
And at first he's offered the new outfit going, hey, let's go old school. It's like Michael Jordan when he stopped weighing 23, you know. It's like, how about we go back and put the old colours on and start feeling like ourselves again. But he's like, no, don't want it. But then Invincible gets pulled to hell while dealing with the gag of the season, the mummy who wants a good host.
A good male host.
A good male host. And Invincible obviously would be the ideal host since he's an immortal alien person. But he gets pulled to hell by Damien Darkblood, who wishes to help make Satan powerful again. And we get, some lore about the different ages of the world. And Satan comes from the 5th age and the 3rd age we don't talk about. And 4th age was pure chaos and la-di-fucking-da. And honestly, I mean, going through the comic, we just get straight into, well, the only important thing is that Nolan and Alan have came to Earth to pick up Mark to, we can assume, go fight the remaining of the Viltrum Empire in space.
So what's supposed to happen, if you're going by the comics, is Invincible blows that dude's head off. He goes and fights Titan and the dragon. Eve says, Mark, I'm pregnant. And then Omni-Man comes back.
Basically it. And he puts a new outfit on because I think the art conversation, the pep talk is what covers that. I guess I can see that like Robert Kirkman and co are kind of getting a second pass at this story. So maybe in those early drafts of the comics 15, 20 years ago, Mark going to hell was in the idea because Damien Darkblood is in the comic.
I think it could be a fun story.
Yeah.
You know, Mark's, he's young, he's quippy, he's not afraid to like speak his mind and be like a teenager.
Yeah.
This could be a fun story of Mark going into hell and he has to help Satan. It's there for you.
Yeah.
But we're 4 episodes in, we're halfway through the season.
Yeah.
And you're going to throw this at us?
I guess they want Mark to dwell in this, what am I doing type attitude. Obviously, by the end of this, he wants to put the outfit back on and feel like himself again. And it's supposed to be like, mate, you've given Satan a chance, so you're not like your dad. But I didn't quite get that, I think. I don't feel like there was a clear moment, maybe more in the game, where he goes, you know what? I'm not like my dad. And also, it's weird because he's spending all this time, even though he's seen his dad and he got Oliver from his dad, and there seemed to be that level of like, you know, why do I care about these bug people? Because you care, Dad. So now he's had this whole like, I'm not like my dad. And now his dad's appearing in the sky going, need your help, son. Just Honestly, I just think it was a budgetary thing. They needed a cheap episode because they know the next 4 are going to be expensive.
Dude, the art of this episode, and I smack talk the art all the time.
But they really lowered the bar, to hell for this one.
To hell, lower than hell. Eve looks rough in this. Mark at the end looks rough in this. Damien just looks like someone just like quickly sketched him together.
Yeah.
It all just looks gross. The magma lady kind of looks okay because she's got like a Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider thing going on.
I like the drawing of fully powered Satan. Felt like a Japanese, maybe JJK type look.
Yes, looks like a Oni mask or like a...
Yeah, like that was fine. Bruce Campbell was the voice of Satan, and obviously there's no rules for this. And he was fun, but hearing him be like, fuck yeah, here I come. Hey, lava lady, I'm tired of your shit. It's like, obviously... When we think of Satan, we think of like the fallen angel.
I think of Dante's Inferno where you see his big penis.
Have you seen Satan in Preacher where he's full on like the goat kind of devil horns? No. And it's cool.
What's your favorite Satan? Down below.
What is my favorite Satan? I like the one in Dr. Panassa's.
Reaper's dad from Reaper? Oh, Constantine.
That's what I'm saying. The Constantine one's
like
pretty
the
cool.
white suit that's like leaking black.
Yeah, I like
sludge.
that one. I dig it. And then obviously Lucifer himself from the TV show, Tom Ellis.
Oh, yes.
He's like kind of a sexy camp kind of version. I dig it.
Oh, no. Bedazzled, Liz Hurley from the Brendan Fraser movie.
Yes. I watched that very recently.
Yeah, did.
Yeah.
She's...
Interesting, yeah. That's prime Brendan Fraser.
Oh, Invincible. If we had to do a made-up story of just something extra, what would you have preferred to see? Omni-Man coming to Earth, maybe like the original Guardians being formed. Look, if they're going for something that's like story adjacent, but not going to add too much lore, like for example, if you do Omni-Man's like first arrival and stuff, or some Viltrum stuff, that's too much lore. I think they want to stay away from that.
But we've already beefed out because we just had the Titan stuff expanded here with like the paper bullseye guy who we didn't even mention last week, who was killing off his people. So we've had all that expanded. So then to have now just you're right though, what would I want instead of, it's hard for me to think exactly what I would want other than just what the comic does next, which is off to space we go.
I mean, that would be preferable. Let's not do any side plots.
They don't go straight to space like Nolan has to be, hey, sorry about 2 years ago. There's an interesting character stuff.
If they cut it short, I will be angry. I need Mark to stew in his anger for a little bit. Like, I need Nolan to beg for a little bit and kind of sit in his, like, this is what you've done. Put your nose in it. Like, if they do half an episode and then it's like, all right, we need to move back into the story. No, I would rather a full episode of him having to, like, win back the people he loves. Because last episode, or the one before, where him and Alan are going to all his, like, old enemies and pretty much all he needed to do was apologize to them. And they're like, okay, we'll help. I need him to have this false sense of, like, courage where all he needs to do is say sorry.
Yeah.
And they'll fix it. Like, it'll fix everything. No, they need to, like, teach this Viltrumite that, like, no, it's more than just words.
You're going to go to your ex-wife who's now been raising your son from your bug wife.
Yes.
Yeah, and she's just going to be hunky-dory with you being back.
Yeah, 25 minutes of the 50-minute episode.
And I think that's where the interesting stuff is.
I need to feel sorry for Nolan / Omni-Man.
In all honesty, I would have rather slapped this 10 seconds on the back end of last episode and then just go straight into whatever episode 5 is. And I would have been happy with a 7 episode. Look, yeah, it's fun. We got to go to hell. But even the fight scene was kind of lame. I will skip this episode whenever I rewatch.
Yes.
It wasn't like god awful, oh my god, this is a load of shit. But it's also very boring. The whole opening fight scene, we completely forgot. That just went on and on and on.
The longest fight scene we've probably had in this show, longer than the Conquest fight. It wasn't, but...
It's roughly there, I'd say, if you compilated it all in.
Do you know what felt longer? Mark and Damien going down the forever hole.
And the gag with the helmet, yeah.
What was that? Nothing. Huh? Nothing. Hated that. The whole thing, like whoever did the light theory, whatever the artistic name for it, for some reason the lighting kept changing on like close-ups of Mark and Damien talking. Yeah. And hey, I get it. Hell's probably a weird place to light. But the only light source was the rivers of fire like below them.
Beneath them, yeah.
I don't get it. And oh no, the most egregious part. The Cerberus fight is off camera.
Yes.
He throws him up and I went to Dan and I said, I bet that Cerberus fight's going to be off camera.
Yep.
And it was.
And maybe it's just down to me, but exactly what the lava chick just wants to go to hell with the lava people. It's all to me.
She just wants to get an army and then invade the top side.
It's like, I understand he's a superhero. Superheroes have to get sidetracked solving 3 things at once. La-di-da. The arc of Mark going, I'm not like my dad, was not there enough for me. It mainly felt like Damien's story in a lot of ways. Like, it opens on him, he's the focus, and Mark is like a guest in the story.
I was like, thank God they brought Mark into this, because if they didn't, I would...
It was just a Damien Darkblood adventure.
I would have had a real rough time.
It'd be rough. And yeah, right, it probably is one of the... I mean, we'll see what the internet says. Maybe the internet thinks this is a great spin-off.
I don't even think the hype editors could fix this.
Oh, yeah. I think this is one of the lower episodes for sure. The shit that we like is the Viltrum stuff. So you've just finally introduced Frag. And, it's a guy who conquest kneels to in fear. And then you're going to be like, and we won't be seeing him again for a bit. It's like, God, if I could have another episode, it would probably be another Viltrum, a flashback, please. Like from Frag's perspective, I don't know.
Tell me your favorite part of the episode. You can't remember it?
Yeah, we chatting shit. Did you think that this was a great addition to the Invincible canon and you wish it was in the comics and it will now be your head canon? Yes, that time Mark went to hell and sort of figured out what he wants to be.
If you put it in one sentence, it's a great story. Mark goes to hell and has to help the devil to find out what kind of hero he is. Wow, that sounds like a great story. You didn't stick the landing, did you?
Yeah, it's just particularly where we left everything off. It feels like a weird moment of pause.
Especially because we go just straight back into it. And this whole episode is thrown away in one line between him and Eve, where he's like, yeah, there's a Satan and everything's kind of not really how we think it is, but the devil is real and hell's real, but
shit, my dad's
real.
back. Yeah.
But it's that's all we get.
There you go. Maybe an Atom Eve focused episode while Mark is off being busy flyboy. Maybe we're focusing on what Eve's actually doing with the baby issue.
Yeah.
And maybe highlighting the female voice, because in the comic, it's a comic of its time where Eve and what's his first girlfriend called?
Amber.
The difference between them is one's got powers and one's redhead. They're very similar, interchangeable in some ways.
I mean, you never think about it, do you? What happens to a female superhero when she has children? Where's my feminism in superheroes?
I honestly, I'll go with that. I think I would have preferred an Atom Eve focused episode.
What the hell's happening with the Flaxons? That's where the last episode ended.
Yeah, well, we'll get there eventually. It's instant skip for me from now on. I will skip this episode.
If you don't subscribe, you're gonna go to hell like Invincible.